But I made a mistake. I made a mistake on eBay, and I've done this mistake before, and I said I'd never do it again, and of course, I did it again. Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. My name is Kevin and we are in my Commonwealth cabin, aka a shed in my backyard. And you know, it never fails. It looks like it's a little overcast out there, and I'm getting ready to do this video, and sure enough, it starts raining on my metal roof here. But most of y'all say you can't hear it unless it's really loud or unless I shut up. And I rarely shut up, as Blue Ridge Mama will tell you. At any rate, I have a couple things today. One I want to talk about, and then some cool sales and some really good sales. Nothing out of this world great, but a pretty good little consistent day of sales. And something just came across that I'm excited about, but I'm going to wait till the next show and put it on there. And I really love this sale because it was a no comp sale. And it was something I picked up at a garage sale with a bunch of other stuff because it was cheap. And I thought that's going to sell even though there's no comps. And they did, and they sold for good money. And we'll talk about that later. But I made a mistake. I made a mistake on eBay. And I've done this mistake before, and I said I'd never do it again, and of course, I did it again. So I'm going to show you one item that relates to that mistake in some way for just a second, and then we're going to put the camera up there, and we're going to talk about what mistake I made and how I'm going to fix it, and then some of the other stuff that's sold today. Let's take a look. So the first one is a video game, and my video games are over here, and we have sold a ton of video games. From our $100 buy, if you remember, we are well into the profit. Most of these are still from that one, although a couple aren't. And this video game right here sold for $18.95 plus shipping, and it came from that lot. So that's going to be pure profit after fees, after shipping. And I want to use this and talk about it here in just a second to give you an example of what I'm talking about with a mistake. It's a mistake with a listing that ended up costing me a little bit of money. So let's go look at that. All right, so I want to talk about this item, but really in regards to a different item that I shipped out the other day that I made a mistake on. And the person who bought it sent me a message and said, look, this is what you said it was. This isn't what it is. What are we going to do about it? So I'm going to talk about that in regards to this item. But the reality is we do all make mistakes, you know. Blue Ridge Mama reminds me all the time that I make mistakes. I mean, to err is human. There are a few things we can do to make sure we don't, but to be aware of common mistakes, especially if you're a new reseller, is something that you should be aware of. You've seen me make mistakes before. I keep talking about how I messed up the free shipping thing. That was a glitch, if you will, but in reality, I just didn't fix the situation, and I did it, I think the count was up to 17. Haven't done it in a long time. Either that or they fixed the situation, one or the other. But I'm going to use this item right here, and I'm going to tell you what I have done already this year with a video game, because this is the type of video game that can get you in trouble if you steal other people's listings, titles. And steal is a strong term, if you borrow their titles, let's say, which is fair game. Matter of fact, I steal titles and then I improve their title is usually how I try to beat the person who's already got the listing up or has already sold some. But if you just type in Resident Evil Nintendo GameCube, you're not necessarily going to come up with this game. There's Resident Evil. There's Resident Evil 1, 2, 3. This is Resident Evil 0. And if you steal that title and then go on and list and put your pictures in and put all the other stuff in, sometimes you forget to go back and change the title. So if you are borrowing other people's listings, the thing I try to do first before I do anything else, and really I like to load the pictures up and then fix everything else as the pictures are loading, but I force myself to go on and to redo the title and to make sure I go through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure my title's correct. So this is the type of game where if you don't take things out of it, you could end up with Resident Evil 4 in there instead of Resident Evil 0 or a combination of both. And then people, they'll use anything to say, hey, you messed this thing up, what are you going to do for me? Some people actually buy mistakes on purpose so they can do that. Now, this person who did this with me today, and they didn't do it on this game, obviously, because it's still here. I got to ship it out. If you remember, somebody bought some Downton Abbey DVDs the other day, and I think I said it was in the listing, because it's hard to find the right ones, right? If I'm selling 2 Downton Abbey DVDs, it's difficult to type in Downton Abbey Season 4 and 5, because what comes up is 60 of them that has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 and 7, whatever. And so you don't always get the right title you want. So I took one that was close, and I'm like, well, I'll just change the 5 to a 4. I'll change the 6 to a 4, or something like that. I ended up not doing that, and I ended up listing them as Downton Abbey 5 and 6. In reality, they were 4 and 5. So I got a message back from the person, and they're like, hey, you know, we got the wrong item here. You said it was this. And they're like, you know what? I didn't even realize it until I sent this, but we watch you. I'm like, oh, geez. So now it's a viewer I screwed up. And I told him not to tell anybody, you know, don't tell anybody I screwed it up. And then I'm sitting here telling you. But hey, so I messed up, so I need to fix it. So I said I'll return everything in full, including return shipping, and take care of the problem. Or if you want, I'll give you half your money back, and you can keep the one and or keep them both and not ship anything back. And they're like, absolutely no problem. So that's awesome. It's also inconvenient, right? You know, if you're a buyer and you want something, if you want to binge watch something, or if you're ready to watch it when it shows up and it's not the right thing, you know, you want to kind of bend over backwards for those folks and make sure that you're going to fix whatever problem there is. You know, I lost a little bit of money on it, but in reality, even with that, I'm still going to make a tiny little profit. And I haven't got a negative feedback or anything like that. So let me know, is there any safeguards you put in place to make sure you don't make those kind of mistakes? And on top of that, make sure you go through those item descriptors down there at the bottom and make sure that you are taking things out that aren't appropriate. At least give it a good glance to make sure you have all that stuff correct as well. All right, it is that time of year again. Spooky Storm, $1. Blue Ridge Mama, retail arbitrage at Lowe's, sold for $12.81 plus shipping. Nice little, maybe just under $10 profit, I suppose. By the way, we are almost out of those. We have like different types, but we have like 7 or 8 left, I think. And she brought home a whole trunk full of that stuff. Hey, pick these up whenever you see them. This one isn't even in great shape here. I paid a few bucks for it. I'm editing that video right now. I can't even remember the exact amount I paid because I haven't gotten to this part in the video yet. But you'll see there's a few little stains. There's some discoloration here or there. There's I don't even know what that is. I thought it was paint when I bought it, but it looks like a little bleach problem. But these Sherpa wool trucker jackets, if you will, this is a 42R. It was cleaned already, right? So, you know, the fact that there's these flaws in it. Look, see, it's got the dry cleaner tag right there in it. And, you know, other than that, it's in, you know, a lot of people who buy these things, they don't want them pristine anyways. They want them well-worn and a little rugged. So it doesn't take the value too much off of these, but I would rather have a pristine one, of course. Whatever I paid for this, I might even paid as much as $5 for it. Either way, it sold for $50 plus shipping, and if it wasn't for these issues, we'd probably get $75 for it. You know, check the tags, make sure they're old. Well, even if they're not old, they'll sell. But the older ones are better. Made in the USA. So this one is cool. Love this sale. And we're going to make around $40 profit on it. Hey, I love to pick these up. Not even just these, but just things like this in general. When you're walking around a table and you've got 1 or 2 items that you're going to make decent money on, $20 profit, $30 profit, I always look for something else, either to bundle with it or to, you know, 50 cents, will you take it? $1, will you take it? Usually items like this, if they're not priced, and most of the stuff around where I live, nobody prices anything. But I'm always looking around, and I usually pick it up and say, will you take 50 cents for this? I don't even let them give me a price oftentimes, and they're almost always going to say yes if you have already bought something. Sometimes they don't, and sometimes I ask. But this is just a Under Armour camo. It's got blaze yarns. It's reversible on the other side. And I think I paid 50 cents. I might have paid $1, but I'm pretty sure I paid 50 cents for it. And it sold for 11 plus shipping. And, you know, I'm already in here shipping this other stuff that I'm making decent money on. So it's nothing to just do this one as well and to make an $8 profit on this thing right here. Throw it in with the rest. By the end of the day, you have a really nice little profit. All right, so around here, if you're familiar with the area I live in, tomorrow is the beginning of the Route 29 100-mile yard sale. Now, it is not the most amazing thing in the world. If it was, I would have said, y'all need to come. But it's not that good, so I can't handle the competition. I'm kidding. Listen, hopefully I see some of y'all out there. That would be awesome. And if you see me, just yell out Commonwealth Picker, and I'll come over and say hey. So, at any rate, I bring that up to say that I have an item that sold today that I bought at this sale last year. So it was an extremely long tail item. It was another item that nobody else had listed. I was the only one. And I had paid 50 cents a piece for them. I think maybe even from my buddy, Richard, the storage guy. And they finally sold. And I'm going to grab that really quick. And then an item from a viewer, and a viewer we mentioned the other day who has a YouTube channel, also bought some things, a bunch of stuff, one particular item over and over and over again, and I'm so happy that these things are almost gone. Let's take a look. All right, let's start back here. Most of this stuff here is for the kids' store, but at the bottom I usually keep some of the athletic equipment, gloves and tennis rackets and whatnot. And that's where these guys are, right here. Improved traction, swipe your spikes, soft swipe. And so really what they are, there's two of them, but I'll just show you one here real quick. I'm not even sure where it attaches to, but it is a rubber cleat cleaner for golf, I think for golf. Yeah, it looks like golf shoes right there. And it's got a strap for something, so I'm not quite sure how it works. Maybe you clip it to your bag. I think that's what it is. You clip that to your bag, and you can pull it off right there, right while you're playing out there on the course, and clean your spikes off right there. So at any rate, you know, you won't slip. You hit a better shot or so. Who knows? But I sold two of these. So these were 50 cents a piece at the 100 Mile Yard Sale, and I sold two for $31.50. I think plus shipping, but I'm not sure. Even if it's not plus shipping, they're going to be under 16 ounces for one. So more than likely what I'm going to have to do is put it in this one right here. You know, you're not going to damage these. So two of them should fit in there just fine. So it's a decent little profit. Even if you're spending $7.52 here, pay 50 cents a piece. Let's say that's $8.50 plus fees right there. We'll say it's $5. We'll go $13. You're making about an $18 profit on these two right here, even though you had to wait a year to sell them. All right, the next item, I'm going to go this way so we can get a little bit of a better angle at it, and maybe some of y'all can see your license plates that you sent us. So you'll notice there's still a few spots left. All right, let's take a look at this one. I'm excited about this. All right, this is from the NC Picker. And I think we still have two blue ones back there, but he bought all six, seven, six? I thought it was six. Maybe it's seven of these smushy mushies. And it was like $62 plus shipping. And that is so awesome. I must have been $7 for that price. So I don't know what you're going to do with them, but you're going to have to send us a message or leave a comment below and tell us what you're going to do with these guys. 50 cents a piece, I think, is what Blue Ridge Mama paid for these. Walmart retail arbitrage. And she bought, oh, just tons of them, hundreds of them. And we are finally now down to two left, which is amazing. So here he is. I talked about his channel the other day. He had a different style channel, and then he changed it into a picking channel. And he does some garage sales and stuff like that. So thank you so much. We do appreciate it. I am so happy that this little cubby right here, we haven't even named it. We need a few more of these mini ones. Anybody got any mini ones out there that we could name some of these little bins with? All right, at any rate, all 7 of these are gone. Awesome. All right, we sold a couple of the most insane things that I really shouldn't sell. But I do. 2 mousetrap balls. We make a little under $2 profit on those guys. All right, a couple of freebie giveaway Liberty hats. And these are just, I mean, they're about as cheap of a hat as you can get, but they are new. And I picked them up for maybe 50 cents a piece, probably a quarter. And they sell for just under 10. And you might be like, that's not really worth it. Well, you know, it's pretty darn cheap. You know, if you pay 50 cents for something, you got to do $2 in fees and cost. You know, really light. This might even be under 4 ounces in the right box. It's so light and it's so small. And I might even be able to, well, at any rate, it's not that much money, but you figure you'll make about $9 profit off of these two right here. So, hey, and it's funny because neither one of these sold, took forever. And then all of a sudden one sells and then bang, the other one sells to somebody else. That happens a lot. Let me know out there how well you've been doing on those multi-quantities. Do you ever not sell anything and then all of a sudden, bang, you sell 5 of them, or like the Smushy Mushies, 7 of them. Hey, one in a man, no message. So for those of you who are wondering what life will be like after the Enaman in here, it'll be like this. Nothing. Hey, but we did have another viewer sale. I think that was 3 today, I think, maybe. Something like that. At least 2. And Chris Kringle. This is just a Hallmark keepsake ornament. It's nothing amazing. 2003. I think I remember where we bought this, and this has really been around the store a long time. Had to discount it a couple times, and then finally it sold on a 5% off sale, and it went to a viewer. So this, if I would have known that this would have had a hard time selling at $10, then I probably would have just taken it to the booth and put $3 on it and been done with it. But I'm happy it did, and I'm happy it went to the viewer. Hi, Kevin. I recently started selling and have enjoyed your content for a while. It's nice to see a fellow Virginian on YouTube. That's awesome. Am I going to see you tomorrow at the sales? Where are you at? Where are you from? Tell us in the comments where you're from out there. I wanted to purchase something from the Homeschool Hustler store because Turner's presentations are always fun. It's always great to see the kids getting involved. Thank you, and keep up the work. So the Inaman are going to run out here one of these days, and my kids are going to grow up, and those chubby little Turner cheeks are going to wear off. Are y'all still going to watch me? Maybe I'll have to put Dobby on the video or something. So who wants to look at this? So anyway, thank you so much. We do appreciate it. And I don't see your name on here, so my apologies. But that's awesome, and we hope this guy, if you're on Instagram, take a picture this Christmas of this guy hanging on your tree and send it to our Instagram. Thanks. I don't know if I told you, $7.32 is what it sold for. All right, and that is it from in here, and I have got to go do some shipping and get ready. I got to pull out all my $1 bills here and get it all set up and get my little backpack ready to go because I'm going to a big yard sale tomorrow. So anyway, thank y'all for joining us, and we hope your Q4 is started off well. Let me know down there. How are your sales the last week? Let me know. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Hey, before I forget, actually I already did forget. I had to come in here late because I forgot to talk about these. Sold some shoes, and these are going to Joanne. These are going to a viewer as well. And these Crocs, you might remember me picking these up. I have no idea where these came from, so they must have been a Blue Ridge Mama buy. And we sold both of these, so we're going to reduce the shipping cost. And they even asked about a Twisted Radio Waves CD and where they could find it because they couldn't find it in the store. And I just said, you know what? I'm going to throw it in there for you because you bought 2 pairs of shoes from me and saved me a little bit on the cost of shipping. So thank you so much, Joanne, and we hope you enjoy both of these. And if there's a problem with them, Blue Ridge Mama listed both, so don't blame me, blame her. They look pretty good, though. Awesome. Thank you. All right, me and Reagan are here. We had a sale out of the CommonwealthPicker.com store, and this is going off to Ivan, and Ivan's bought a couple of T-shirts and a sticker, and he left a message. You want me to read it? Yeah. Okay. It says, Kevin, please sign the shirt around the top of the logo, maybe on the left. Please ask Reagan to sign around the bottom. We're going to hang it, frame it in the eBay room. I wanted to get this so you could donate some to the Humane Society that helped with Dobby. Blue Ridge Mama and Turner can sign it too if they'd like. Thank you so much for all the fun and entertainment that your family provides. Isn't that sweet? Yep. Ivan, do you remember when Ivan sent you that giant box of stuff, you and Turner? Yeah. Unbelievable. You guys have been unbelievably kind to us, and we can't thank you enough. So it's all headed your way. Thanks so much. All right, and we had one more T-shirt going out. It's a blue one to Todd. And Todd wrote a message. You want to read this one? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for all of the YouTube content and all of the knowledge you have shared. You rock. Wishing you and your family can continued success and health.
Thank you, Todd. We appreciate it.
And don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
All right. Thank y'all.